is a pinball wizard. I don't really know that song. That's all I know. What's his name? Who's the pinball wizard? What's that guy's name? It's not Eddie, is it? I don't remember. Good start. All right. Well, welcome to the Dirty Dozen's pinball saving throw. What in God's name does all that mean? Well, firstly, there's a little event that myself and a good friend of mine, Popo and Doug, participate in every February. February is a boring day, boring month. You know, the bills are coming in. You're having to deal with your taxes. Bills from the holidays are coming in. It's dreary. It's usually snowy here in the Midwest. Valentine's Day, look, either it's depressing for you because you got nobody, or you're up against the gun trying to get the right, situation, gift, scenario together for the big day. February's not fun. So last year, me and my buddy Popo and Doug thought, we got all these video games digitally behind us in boxes and jewel cases sitting around loose. It's all fun, but wouldn't it be more fun if we could travel back to a simpler time 30 years ago when all the games you had were the 2 or 3 or 4 games floating around the neighborhood? That was when it was really about discovery and really about connecting with the games you had, because you only had so many of them. Better or worse, it was almost like marriage. For better or worse, you were going to play these games because even in their darkest moments, they could trump reality. At least the reality for a kid coming up in the world. So me and Popo, we take 30 days every month. Or so. Notice we took the shortest month of the year for this. And we put all this away, ignore it, and we stick with 12 random Nintendo Entertainment System games, running the spectrum from insanely classic to ridiculously obscure, from totally underrated to totally worth dropping in the garbage. There's no guide to what 12 games come together. It really just comes down to what we happen upon cheap throughout the year. And we do actually have some, one requirement generally, or at least one thing we shoot for, is variety in genre. Not quality, not how well they're known, just we're stuck with these games for a month. At least give us a little variety in what kind of games we play. So generally we always try to make sure, hope for, maybe a racing game, maybe a platformer, definitely an RPG. Always nice to have an RPG in the mix. And one personal caveat that I always try and incorporate, I think, is very essential to every pinball, or I already said, every video game collection, be it one that fills a room or one that simply fills a shoebox. It's always important to have a pinball game. A pinball game. Some of you may be rolling your eyes at that, but trust me, when you only have 12 games, the replayability and discovery that comes within a small table with a couple of flippers and a ball can be much deeper and enjoyable than you think. Now, 11 of the Dirty Dozen have already been picked. They're already there. However, there is one that has not been. And our buddy Popo and Doug said, wouldn't it be neat if we could let the audience decide on the Dirty Dozen? And I thought, well, that in theory is okay, but there's a good chance that many of the games we're going to see are games that people have just heard of and just thrown at us. I hasten to use the word cliche, but there it is. Generally, I like to let the fates decide what games we come about. In the case of the dozen, these were 11 games that we happened to find for $2 a piece, randomly chosen in a pawn shop when the Dirty Dozen wasn't even on our thoughts at the time. That's the way I like to do it. As for the pinball game, there was a pinball game in there, Black Label Pinball, but I thought a good compromise would be Wouldn't it be fun if somehow we made, again, we were thinking, have the audience choose, but for the sake of just, I don't know, maybe suspense, we just leave it up to chance. So what we have here in front of us are the 6 pinball games that are available for the NES. Now the one on the top here is the one we had in our Dirty Dozen collection last year, the Amazing Pinbot. Pretty hard to argue that this isn't the best pinball game out there for the NES. It was extremely cheap. Today is still extremely cheap, but a great time. What we're going to do here is, obviously we're not going to put this guy as one that we could play. We already did it last year. But wouldn't it be nice if we had a little music? So why don't we pop this guy in the old Nintendo and play her? You know what? That's a stupid idea. I was gonna say play it, but now that I think about it, the Nintendo's gonna be busy. So let's not do that. We'll just say that this was what we played last year. Really good. I think our buddy Popo went into the month thinking he wasn't excited about pinball. Probably found this to be the least interesting game of the dozen, and he was completely converted by the end of the month. Totally and completely. So, what we'll do here is we'll pop in each of the 5 games. We're going to designate each one. Oh, you know what we're going to do? There's 6 games. What we're going to do is we're going to go through them all, and then once we've seen them all, we're going to leave the fates. Let the fates decide by rolling a 6-sided die. And depending on what the die lands on, that's the pinball game that Popo and Duck and myself will be stuck with for the entire Dirty Dozen event, lasting from the very beginning to the very end of February. Now, Pinbot, it's not going to be in the mix, but since there's only 6 games here, we'll give it a number anyway. Got a post-it note here. We're just going to give it a big fat number 1. In Dungeons & Dragons, if you roll a 1, you're rolling badly. That's not to say pinball's a bad game, but this is not the roll we want to get. Okay? Let's move on. Randomly chosen from the pile we have here, on the top, we've got a game by HAL Labs. They are most responsible for first really made their name with Kirby. I think they made like Daydreaming Davy. These days, they're really busy with Smash, I think? Smash Brothers? Yeah, they put that out, right? What else did they do that was big? Mario Party? They put out Rollerball for the NES. I think the big gimmick here is with Rollerball, it is the tallest pinball table on the NES. I believe there's only one table, but while many NES games give you maybe a smattering of tables, this one stacks like 4 tables on top of one another. So it's kind of like a skyscraper, if you will. Does that make sense? Let's pop her in. We'll play 1 game, 3 balls. Some of these games may be 5 balls, but we'll do 3 balls. Okay, just a full game. We'll get a sense of the music. We'll get a sense of the gameplay. And then once she's done, we'll pop a number on her and get her ready for the final saving throw. All right? Hell, 1988. Let's hit the house lights here. We got some comments from you guys. Popo says, best pinball game out there. Okay. Let's see if anybody else has anything to say. Okay, let's do this. Crate saying, yar! There we go. How is this so bright? Oh my god. Look at how bright that is. Are you kidding me? The brightness on 3. Let's try this one. All right, we're getting there now. That's better. Hold on a second. Oof. There we are. There we are. Yeah. Did you do this on a capture card? Did we have a capture card back in the 90s? Folks, did we? We had controllers, right? Alright. Rollerball! Welcome to Rollerball! The super pinball game that will excite and amuse you. Good. I'm looking for both. I'm not sure what match play is, so we'll just stick with Skyscraper. And we're looking here. I think we're alright. Alright, let's get this go. How many players? Oh, always nice to have 4 choices. Alright, here we go. Standard, pinball, Nintendo, I don't know do that. Left D-pad for the left flipper, A button for the right flipper, plunger for B. No, down for B? No? A for B? Why would they do the plunger and the flipper at the same button? That's weird. Alright, here we go. So we already went up like 2 levels there. Did you see that? Oh, going up. Oh, get up there. Slot machine. Alright, we're all the way up to the top. Open the gate. I don't have a lot of experience with this one. But as you can see, there's a Zeppelin on the screen there. As you can see, the big gimmick here is 34 levels. Underwater? No, I think we're in the air right now. This is a skyscraper, dude. See the top of the skyscraper? I didn't realize when I said it's like a skyscraper of pinball games, that's literally what the design is, but that's how it appears to be. Oh, now it's nighttime? There's the Statue of Liberty. Takes place in New York City. The Gaming Galleon, Ellis Island. Get up there. Oh, come on. The ball is really small for this, but I mean, it's in proportion. It's just, compared to, say, Pinbot, seems like the ball is a lot smaller. Oh. Oh! Watch it. Oh, yeah. Got a little, what's the term I'm looking for those kind of gates? What do they call those? I forgot. Those gates that flip around on you. Oh, there we go. Alright, that's one. We got 100. Was that $1 million? No. Is it $1 million? No, it's 100 grand. 111. Alright, got it. Alright, here we go. Now, tilting? I'm not seeing any tilt in this game. If there's a tilt function, no, I don't think so. Trying all the old standbys, I'm pressing left in the D-pad. B is not doing anything, and the select button, nothing there either. What in the pinball hell is going on here? This is a big moment, dude. Dirty Dozen's coming up. Me and my buddy Popo, we're gonna be stuck with 12 NES games this month. One of them is going to be a pinball game, but we're not sure which one yet. That gets we find that out today. We're gonna check out the 5 pinball games that we haven't yet picked for the Dirty Dozen yet, just to get a taste, find out what we might end up having to do. And then once we check out the 5 pinball games, we're going to use a 6-sided die, totally put the fates in charge, and see what we end up with. This is our first pinball game. This is called Rollerball. We're just playing a game of it. I'm sorry it's taking too long. What can I say? I've been around a little pinball in my day. Oh. Nice to see you, Retro. Thanks for joining us today. Get in there. My first impression of this, there's a lot going on. It seems like every level here of the table seems to have something interesting happening here. Engaged in a warm embrace. This is gold. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Floof, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Retro says, are you going to become Mortal Kombat champion? I did that years ago. That's old news. I'm not sure what Mortal Kombat has to do with pinball. Did they ever make a Mortal Kombat pinball machine? I have a feeling they didn't. I have a feeling they probably got scrapped from the think tank table as soon as they realized, you know, how are we going to perform fatalities in pinball? I'm a little surprised that hasn't happened yet, though. Nobody's made a Mortal Kombat pinball machine. The ball could be, you know, like Johnny Cage's severed head. The the plunger alley could be like, you know, a crushed spinal cord. I mean, come on. Finally, a game to compete with Devil's Crush. I don't know why that flipper's over there. That's such a weird place to have that flipper. Oh, oh. Don't worry, Popo. This amazing you score does not count for February. Where we at? We're coming up on $250,000 here. Man, what can you get with this slot machine, I wonder? I keep getting eggplants. Open the gate! Raise the saber! I assume raise the saber would be, talking about the bottom drain? Or maybe it's that one. I don't know. There's a lot to hit in this one. When you stack 4 tables on top of one another, you're bound to have a lot to discover, which is pretty neat. It's an old running joke. When you beat Mortal Kombat, it says, "Congratulations, you are Mortal Kombat champion." So that one applies to almost anything, right? Like, I think you would have gotten me if you had said, "You are winner." I think I would have picked that one up. That's the old pro wrestling typo. A winner is you. There it is. Everyone knows that one. Come on. A winner is you. Oh, split the ball in half. Sure. I got all distracted to see what's going on over here. 300 grand. Is that it? All right, one more ball. I think this is my last ball here. The collect bonus letters here, by the way, are HAL for Hal Labs. That's a nice touch. I don't even know how you get these letters lit. Seems like all these letters here, we have, it's sky high, and we've got about half of them lit. I don't know if that's something we do up here or throughout the table. Popo, you gonna get into that Pinball Quest? Tell me about it. You gotta get into that Pinball Quest. We'll be dealing with Pinball Quest today. You'll be seeing Pinball Quest here. And there's a chance we may end up with it for a month. I don't know yet. I have a feeling if we had let the viewers take a vote on the Pinball Quest, on the pinball game, Pinball Quest would have been it. Alright, so that's game over. If your ball goes past those letters, they light up. Oh, you gotta roll over them? Okay. Alright, we got some pinball experts in here. Okay. I would hope it being high up on the table you get huge points. Alright, so that was Rollerball. Seems like there's a lot to discover in that one. 4 tables all in one. That's pretty neat. Now, but we're not here just for fun today. This is serious stuff. We got to decide which pinball game. Well, the fates are going to decide which pinball game me and Popo are stuck with in February. How are we going to do that? We're going to check out the 5 games available on the NES, and we're going to designate each of them to a number on a 6-sided die. All right? We already put a big fat 1 on Pinbot. If we roll a 1, we're re-rolling because we did Pinbot last year. Just put that anywhere, Riz. Rollerball. Let's give her a 2. All right. Pop a 2 on there. Slap her on the old cart. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, look what's next on the list. Speak of the devil. Pinball Quest. How about that, huh? You ready to check out Pinball Quest? Who made this? Jalico? Unlikely. Interesting that Jalico would make this one. I think Jalico, like Rival Turf, you know, Brawlers. I don't think they're making pinball games. What sets this one apart is there's like a couple modes here, a couple tables to go through, but there's also an interesting, as it says, the world's first pinball fantasy. So there actually is a quest of sorts. I believe you're trying to save a princess. And you're trying to make your way higher and higher via a table. There's even, I think a currency system. It's kind of interesting. I remember being intrigued about this game so far back. Back before the big retro boom happened. And I heard about it, thought about it, and I was like, I think I'm going to order that, and ordered it off Amazon way before my collecting days. That's how intriguing it sounded to me. And I'm not sure how well it really holds up. But it's certainly a unique experience in the library. That's for sure. Let's see what you guys have to say. Let's pop her in first of all. We'll catch up on what you guys are having to say. And then we'll play a match of it. I'm not sure if we should... I guess we have to play the Pinball Quest, right? Right? I guess we gotta try it. Obscure jokes are more funny. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you 100% on that one. Retro Revelations, absolutely. Love me some Rollerball. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Not too bad. That's Dookie saying that. Dookie. Guy's got games on games. Yeah, there's 1 or 2 games in here. Love that cover, says Popo. How can you deny? Yeah, big skull on the pinball is awesome. Great cover, has RPG light elements. Yes, we'll check that out. Popo should conquer this game. Well, we'll see. It's not that easy. We'll see if we end up with it. Alright, here we go. 1990 Jellico. So, I believe Pop Pop, Viva Golf, and Circus, these are all regular tables. Let's bring this down. We'll get the house lights on. RPG mode. Let's see what we can do. The top here you're not seeing. They're big and white. That's why it's bleeding out. I don't think I'm going to deal with the color just yet. We'll see if we can get into RPG mode. Alright, let's check it out. RPG when lit. That's a nice touch. That's a nice touch. Alright, so here's the RPG mode. Little Dragon Quest-ish here to start. Is this really bright for you guys? Let's bring it down. Oh, it's already as low as we go. I think it'll be okay now, though. Yeah, we're good. So, as you can see, it looks like we're in some sort of glade. And there's a graveyard in here. We've got a plunger. Flippers are going. Hitting the bushes. The bushes are lit up like bumpers. Crushing the graveyard. What are they called? Gravestones? God. Excuse me. Okay. Do you want to try again? Yeah, we're going to go a little bit longer. We'll just see if we can get that first barrier open. You notice there's a barrier on the path there? I played a little bit of this. From what I remember, if we get all of the tombstones broken, that should give us access to the next path. Once that happens, we'll just move on. Okay? We got other places to be, so we'll check it out. Let's see if we can pull that off. Alright, we got that one hit. Keep going back down the plunger here. These are fences. All of the basic building blocks of a pinball game are here, but I love that it's all been transformed into a picturesque RPG kind of world. So we killed all the tombstones. Now we get this ghost. There's a ghost that's floating around, and he says, "I've been waiting for you. You look like you're really on the ball." It's awesome. It's a good one. "I need your help to save the princess. The princess has been kidnapped and is being held captive further north in the castle. Destroy the monsters that get in your way and increase your attack strength." Fascinating. Can actually increase your abilities. "I am sorry I cannot give you more help. I used to be a soldier in the king's army, but now I'm just a spirit walking the earth." Alright, so that's it. The barrier's still closed. So it looks like we may actually have to bash that thing open. I'm not sure how many lives you get here, if any. It may be an unlimited continue kind of scenario. But as far as pinball games go, if you're going to be stuck with one for a month, there you go. There goes the barrier. We'll hit it right there. Uh-oh, you didn't complete a quest. Do you want to try again? No. We'll leave it there for now. Thank you. Thank you for the help. So yeah, as far as pinball, if you're going to be stuck with a pinball cart for a month, this one's pretty good. Pretty good. You got 3 tables here. I don't know how good they are. We won't get into them. And then, of course, the RPG mode. We could do a lot worse. Okay? Alright, let's kill this one and we'll move on. Pinball Quest. We'll give her a number. Get the house lights here. We've already determined pinbots are reroll. I should even put like one re-roll. If we roll a 1, we're re-rolling on pinbot. Okay. If we roll a 2, we're stuck with HAL Laboratories' skyscraper-esque pinball game, Rollerball. And if we get a 3, Jalico's first, quote-unquote, pinball fantasy, Pinball Quest. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say here. Music sounds just like gold. That's interesting. It's made by Jellico. So, makes perfect sense. Let's see. What a crazy idea this Pinball Quest is. Yeah, I think it's I now you see it a little more often. I think Zen Studios is really kind of taken off with that. But I'm really fascinated by when he said you could increase the pinball's attack power. Very interesting. Very interesting to hear that. I'm wondering what he's getting at there. So hopefully we can find out. We'll see. Depends on if we roll a 3, right? Retro says, does anyone recall Odama? Yes. Odama is. We don't have it here actually. We never did get around to picking it up. It was very cheap, so there's no reason we shouldn't have. These days it's a little more expensive, but essentially it is a real-time strategy game set in feudal Japan that mixes real-time strategy and voice commands with pinball. Look it up. It'll blow your mind. I've given this about 15 minutes before. That's about it. Pinball Quest? Yeah. I think you got a little bit more. I think you've gotten... I remember you getting kind of far. But yeah, well, I don't know. We'll see where we go with that one. I know for sure I don't know much about it. I don't remember anything beyond the graveyard. So that would be pretty fascinating. And frankly, if we're going to be stuck looking at the Dirty Dozen what we have, it'd be nice to have that one because this doesn't... we'll talk about a little bit later in the month as we're coming up to it. Not a lot of Swords and Serpents going on in this particular dozen, so this wouldn't be too bad to have. That being said, it's not the game I'm pushing for. It's not the roll I hope we end up with of the 5 pinball games that we may be stuck with for the month of February. Pinball Quest isn't my pick. The one I'm hoping for is the one I grew up with as a kid. It was literally a game that when I didn't have a lot of money, probably in my teens, early teens, Nintendo was still big. We didn't have a lot of money to throw around at that age. So I was looking for a game with legs. And I believe I may have heard about this one in Nintendo Power. It dropped in price relatively quickly. Most pinball games did at the time. I'd never heard of Pinball Quest, but this one, when I read about it and saw the price, probably around $15, I was like, right on it. This one we're picking up. And I loved it. This is made by a company I'm not even sure I've heard of, now that I look at it. NTVIC. NTV International Corporation. Now, that may be who released it. Yeah, really. Weird. This is called Rockin Ball. Rockin Ball. Now, let's take a look at the cart here. Very anime for the time. A lot of carts you didn't see that. Very anime. Direction style. We have... looks like a guy, I don't know, athletes. You got an athlete there on the front. There's missiles. There's a young lady there in sunglasses with a tight dress. She looks like some sort of assassin or secret agent, maybe. Who else we got there? You got a guy with a hockey stick, right? And then amidst it all, a pinball. I mean, one guy's got a bazooka here. This is a pinball game? Right? See what I'm saying? Johnny Renegade, hello to you, my friend. Nice to see you. Let's give you a bell for the host there. Hope things are well, Johnny. Enjoyed your work talk this morning. Yeah, Rockin Ball. Not rock and roll, not pinball. When you combine the two, yes, Retro, it's Rockin Ball. Right. So, what do you say we give it a shot? Okay? Rockin Ball. By, again, NTVIC. And when we get this in here, I can show you why, even as a kid, I thought it was going to be a lot of bang for our buck. You waking up, sweetheart? No? Let's try again. There we go. Okay. Rockin Ball. You got the little record there for the O. It's a nice touch. All right. Let's rock out with our clocks out. Yeah, let's do that. Again, crazy bright. Let's see if I can fix that. Try movie mode. Already, it seems like it's pretty decent, pretty standard pinball table. Two levels here. Brightly colored. But there's a lot going on under the hood with this one. 1983 VAP Incorporated. Okay, so VAP developed. So, 4 tables here. Pinball. Okay. This one appears to be maybe some sort of casino scenario. Here, we have a table that appears to have 2 tables facing one another. How about that? I've seen one of these in reality only once at the Midwest Gaming Classic. It was a Versus pinball machine made by Midway, I believe, or Bally's. And the theme of it is Joust. The Joust pinball machine was actually 2-player versus, head-to-head. Pretty neat stuff. So we've got one of those. We can even watch them now that I'm looking. This is interesting. Up here, these 2 pinball machines, Pinball and this casino, are 4-player. However, these 2 down here, 1-player, 2-player, or watch. This is great. This is something we can watch, over dinner during February. And then finally, we have sports. So lots going on here. What are these all about? These are head-to-head pinball machines, each of them having vastly different gameplay styles, believe it or not, especially these sports ones. We only have time to really dig in here to the basics. If we're able to look at more on Rockin Ball during the month of February, that's for the die to decide at the end of our special here. So for now, I think just for craziness' sake, let's check out sports. We could check out the regular pinball machine. We've already seen a couple of those in our previous game in Rollerball. I mean, this is let's see what the game has to offer. Truly, okay. Let's check it out. All right, 1-player sports, 2 sports to choose from: soccer and ice hockey. Can I back out of this? I wonder. Let's do soccer because I feel like if we do hockey, the whole screen's gonna be white and the TV's gonna blow up or something. Okay. Can I just back out and see what the battle ball is? What's this one? Bomber, Thunder, and Attack. Fascinating. What about if we do Casino? I believe Casino is probably just the main pinball machine. So let's do soccer. Okay? I forgot about this. There's different guys. You got Tom, who appears to be some sort of... He's doing the Watusi, or the twist. I think he's supposed to be like, Little Richard, maybe? It's Rockin Ball, remember. Don't forget that. 2 sports, you're out of your mind. Like I'm saying, even as a kid, I was trying to get as much bang for my buck as possible. Yeah, we got Billy, who appears to be Elvis. He's actually shaking his little his little moneymaker. We've got John here. John could be. Who did Johnny Be Good? I forgot who did it. I mean, it may as well be another Elvis. You've got Paul, who appears to be some sort of undead guy, but he's got a skateboard. He looks like he's been out in the sun too long. Lisa, some chick. I don't know who that could be. Maybe Peggy Lee. And then one other girl who's kissing, has sunglasses. Not exactly sure who that is. All right, so I think I'm gonna be Paul. I like his tan. He's got a skateboard. As a kid, I thought the jackpot. I thought I hit the jackpot when I talked to my grandmother into buying Quattro Arcade. It had 4 games, right? Come on. To be fair, they were all at least decent. Of course they were, because you were stuck with them. Games get a whole lot better when you can't move on. That's what the Dirty Dozen's all about. All right, we'll do Elvis for Popo. We'll pick Elvis. Oh, and then we got to pick our computer opponent. Oh, is that right? All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll pick Paul, and we'll play against Popo and Duck as Elvis. All right. Get ready, Popo. So we'll do a 3-set. You've got 3 different options here. 3-set is basically Mortal Kombat. Basically Street Fighter rules, right? Sounds good. The sports pinball. I like the big American eagle there. It's a nice touch. They're really trying to get the American audience here. I'm a little surprised by there's some sort of stars here. Looks like Paul, my guy, has 2 stars. Whereas Popo, Elvis, his little butt's moving. Isn't that adorable? He's got 3 stars. Not sure what that's all about. So here we go. We're on the pinball field, or we're on the soccer field. Oh! I am up top. No, I'm at the bottom. No. Okay, so I'm the red one. I'm the red one. So this side is my goal. I'm playing goalie on this side, and he's the flipper. I'm the red flipper. And again, it's best of 3. There's a couple of okay. All right. So you got to use the right button. The A and B decide which way the flipper shoots. That's interesting. You gotta press the right button, otherwise you're gonna be shooting it the wrong way. All right, so now this is me plunging. All right, here we go. Oh, dang. Switching sides every point, really keeping things mixed up. Oh my god. Yeah! That's right, Retro. Oh my god, I thought I gave it away there. Oh, come on. Whoa! Popo, you're not going to win this. Do you understand? Is that it? That's it, right? Okay, it's best of 3? Or first to get 3, I guess? Okay. Thought it was 2 out of 3, but it's not. Oh my god, I suck. Ugh. Come on! Ah! Whoa. Oh, come on! Screw you and your pelvis! All right. Popo wins again. It's the story of my life. Get the house lights. That's Rockin Ball, huh? Again, very full featured. Lots going on there. Who needs windjammers? Right. Why isn't this blowing up the fighting game community? Right? Come on. From what I remember, the sports one, the flippers are free roaming like that. I think that the versus ones, the Thunder and Bomb and those ones are actual more traditional pinball. The flippers are stuck. I don't remember though. It's been decades. But I can tell you, I had no problems, no regrets picking this guy up for 15 many years ago. So this is the one I'm hoping for. This is the one I got my fingers crossed on. This is where I'm hedging my bets. I'm hoping for the entire month of February myself and Popo are stuck with Rockin Ball. Let's put a number on this guy and move on. Huh? We don't got all day. Jeez. He always wins. He's devious. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm at the business end of it most of the time. Nobody knows better than me. All right, 4. Get it on there. All right. Almost there. We got 2 more games to check out. Then we'll be rolling our 6-sided die for our pinball saving throw, where we will be determining by random chance what pinball game myself and my buddy and Popo and Duck are stuck with for the entire month of February. Okay? Next one is the one I'm hoping we don't pick. This is not going to be good if we end up picking this for the entire month. Black Label Pinball. One of the launch games for the system. Why do I have such a problem with this game? Well, for one thing, I played it to absolute death. When the only pinball machine in your entire Animal Crossing village for the past 20 years is pinball, you don't want to be facing a month of it being one of 12 games you can play. Okay? The other real reason here, though, is not because I played it to death, but it's got a real ridiculous feature to it. When you get 100,000 in this game, which is kind of a long road, but if you're good enough at the game, pretty accessible. When you get 100,000 in this game, inexplicably, the entire game is your basic pinball table. No real frills to it. But if you manage, for whatever reason, when you manage to hit 100,000, the flippers become invisible. Every time. This isn't a fluke. It's not a glitch. It's part of the game. 100 grand, for whatever reason they decided for their pinball game. When you get 100 grand, you've done too well. Now it's time to really make things interesting and make the flippers invisible. It's ridiculous. And it's really not in the spirit of pinball as far as I'm concerned. I mean, some of these video pinball games, Pinbot, for example, they'll put monsters on the field that can eat your ball, really screw with you. But making the pinball flippers completely invisible, it really takes away from the fun and strategy and skill of the game. So, I'm hoping we're not stuck with this one. Let's give it a go. It's Pinball for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Number 5. All right, there we go. Very familiar territory here. Constant reminder of Animal Crossing in the garage. You got that right. You got that right. According to Wikipedia, Rockin Ball was developed by Kid, the same people behind G.I. Joe, Low G-Man, and Rebecca. And, okay, I've never heard of Rebecca. Wikipedia beats me again. But those are both good games. Low G, well, I didn't play a lot of Low G-Man. Always seemed good. Seemed good on paper. I could never get very far. All right, let's brighten this up a little bit. I can't believe I'm saying that. This game's actually dark enough where we can brighten it up a little. Just a tad. Looks like those, the only things that are getting whited out here, you'll notice there's some cards here that have N on them. That's actually an interesting connection. I never made that connection before, that there are cards here with N's on them. Did you know that Nintendo started with playing cards? That's how they got their business together about 100 years ago. And then you got some bumpers here. Let's say 100 each. Okay, let's get started. Hopefully this isn't going to take too long. I hope I botch it. But as I said, I've played this one a lot. So there's a chance we may hit that 100 grand. And then we're going to lose those flippers. I believe the flippers stay invisible until you reach 150 grand. So you got to push through it. It's not... Let's just say, if we end up with pinball for the NES pinball for the month of February, I'll be playing it merely to catch up to whatever Popo does. And hopefully he doesn't do much with it. Just saying. And I don't want to be there with that. I want to spend some time with pinball. So we'll see. Oh. See you later. I say I'm good at this. Now I'm going to get like the lowest score in my entire history. If you manage to get the chickens, then you get a little defense. Oh. The chickens would have saved us there. Alright, one more roll here. As expected, I talked up my skills. This will be our shortest game. Yeah, I've already gotten the high score. Well, obviously this is a Nintendo game. They did not have the... they didn't bother putting a battery in this guy. So, you know, we're going to be having to write down our scores, obviously. Which is just fine. And that's it. We're out. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, a nice thing about Animal Crossing is it saves your pinball score. I don't remember what mine is. Somewhere between, I think, 150 and 200 grand. I think that's my high. All right, so that's pinball, guys. Let's get a number on it. Let's visit our final game, our final pinball game. And then the big moment will be upon us. Making that saving throw and seeing what we're going to be ended up stuck with. You, me, Popo, and the world. What we're going to be stuck with for the month of February when it comes to pinball. All right, big fat 5. I'm going to write, please not this one. All right. Please not this one. Okay, pinball. Great. Anybody who's not using a search engine know what the last one is? I already got the high score. Yeah, right. Did you write that down? What was it, 10 grand? There's your watermark for now. Playing cards and those long extendo arms you squeeze together like in cartoons. Yes. Yeah, all right. I don't know when they came out with those. They made some money with those, though, for sure. The car game. Someone remembers. Yes, yes. This one's very vexing. Certainly not the worst we could come up with, but there are definitely some downsides. I think me and Popo kind of see eye to eye on the problems with this one. We absolutely love Pinbot. Pinbot was our Dirty Dozen pinball game last year, and I don't think we could have done better. Arguably the best on the system. We're almost kind of having a downgrade in pinball. That's a hard standard to meet. Was Pinbot on the NES, but did Hell Lab? I think Hell Labs put this out as well. Well, it was Rare. Rare put this out. I'm sorry. They put this out after Pinbot. Pinbot was a success, so they decided to adapt another actual table, one you could find in the arcades back in the day, High Speed. Pinbot obviously is about a robot and the solar system. This one takes place on the mean streets of America, I guess. Who knows? I don't think it comes up in this particular model, but the marquee in the actual arcade machine that has like the score. One of the coolest things about it was this game. If you just played it on its own, it just looks like a high-speed chase, cars, cops, and robbers. However, on the actual pinball machine back in the day, the marquee had a picture of the cops who were chasing you, and they were like a tiger and a lion in police officer wear. So for whatever reason, they decided, okay, it's a high-speed chase with cops and robbers, but let's make it in essentially Zootopia. Does that have any bearing on the actual game itself? I don't think so. I just always thought that was a nice touch. It's not just a couple of dudes. It's a tiger and a lion chasing you down. So, without further ado, our final shot at our final, what is it? Pinball contestant candidate for the Dirty Dozen? Let's try out High Speed. High Speed by Rare. All right. Oh. Retro, don't let Popo fool you. He likes to play he likes to play the new guy. I don't know anything about this. He's played everything. He just doesn't remember. And we won't get into why, but that's how it is. High Speed. We actually had some voice acting here. Let me do the voice acting. What do we got? All right, dispatch, we're on the job. Oh wait, no, we're the ones getting live. So your ball is a Lamborghini in this, or is that a Ferrari? I don't know my cars. All right, super high tech. You got that right. Player one, ball one. Let's see how this looks. Very reminiscent of pinball. Even kind of setting that or Pinbot. Even setting that kind of warp factor mode there between balls. It's really muddy. Even it's extremely muddy. But I think Pinbot, the first time you play Pinbot, it's pretty muddy too. Alright, let's bring it up a little bit. That's better. Now we're seeing some grays. Looks like all the lanes here are it's almost like a clover leaf effect. Oh, it's making me play. Okay. Get started. I don't care if you bought the game. You gotta play. It's playing very solidly, actually. Oh. Right down my throat. Looks like there is shaking in this. I don't know about Rockin Ball. We didn't try a traditional table in Rockin Ball. So I don't know if you can shake there, but this one you can actually shake. Shake the table. think I just hit an oil slick or something. Got some traffic signals for the drop target lights. That's a nice touch. Ooh. Let me get that big bag of money there. Light is red. Run that red light! We could do a lot worse than high speed, I think. I think initially the theme kind of bores both myself and Popo. Theme-wise, it's not nearly as exciting as Pinbot, but it's doing a good job. It's a very competent machine. And look, if it's all you got, you want it to be competent. What do you think about the music? Music doing it for you? Oh, that was a... Sounds like... Oh, they caught me running a red light. Whoa! I think that's Tumbleweed. Wow, look at that. Cops are on me. Ah, Tumbleweed got me! No! Typical rare. This ball got caught in the Tumbleweed. Of course he's going to lose it. I think this may be our last ball here. Oh. Mashed Potato Tower, how you doing? You're reaching the climax of our special here. Oh! Is that it? Is that all she wrote? I got 5 balls or 3? That's all she wrote. Okay. Not bad. I could definitely see being stuck with that one for a month. All right. This is it, guys. This is the big moment. This is the big moment. All right. Why don't we, we're going to have to take it out of there. Get a number on it. For nostalgia's sake. High Speed, once again, by Rare. Their follow-up to the excellent Pinbot. Let's pop a number on it. A big number 6. Okay. Let's do a little recap. Dirty Dozen times coming up. There's 6 games on the Nintendo Entertainment System that are pinball games. Can't do a Dirty Dozen without a pinball game. It's just not done. We're not sure which pinball game we're going to be going with until this moment. How we're going to be determining that? We will be determining that by designating a number to each of our 6 Nintendo games and then rolling live a 6-sided die for the world to see. And the die will decide what game we're stuck with. Coming in at number 6, you've got Rare's High Speed, world's #1 pinball, NES Black Box Pinball, a launch game. Please not this one. Resident Galleon favorite, Rockin Ball by VIP, whoever those guys are. Or VAP, my mistake. Probably the most unique. I don't know, Rockin Ball maybe, but probably this one. Jalico's Pinball Quest. A pinball RPG? Wouldn't be bad to get stuck with for a month. the world's first pinball fantasy. Finally, coming in at number 2, Hal's Rollerball. And then our old buddy, whom we've had so many adventures with last year during our first foray into the dozen, Pinbot. We're putting in at number 1. If we roll a 1, it's a re-roll. Okay? Because we've already played Pinbot. For the sake of atmosphere, let's pop old Pinbot in. He's not in the running. Let's pop her in just to have a little mood music, some appropriate mood music for what we're doing here. Okay? You guys ready for this? The big roll. Okay? All right. I can't imagine what we're going to get stuck with here. So, all right. So we'll roll it here on this die. The number that comes up, that's the number we're going to see, okay? We're using this little play field. I'm going to put up one of these just to drop it in. Shake it up. I wish I had like a cup or something. Let me get a cup. Okay. Can't think of a better cup for this. All right. You ready for this? The pinball game that we'll be choosing, or has been chosen for us by the Fates, for the Dirty Dozen 2020 is none other than number 6. Number 6. How about that? Who would have thought? I'm sure there's some disappointed faces out there. But we could have done a lot worse. Number 6. High Speed. By Rare. Very interesting because we played a lot of Pinbot and it got very competitive last year. It's good to know that we've got something with the same building blocks. I don't know. Could have been worse, could have been better. That's how the Dirty Dozen works, man. You take with what you can take. You take what you can get because it's all you have. All right. I think we'll leave it there for now. The Dirty Dozen is coming up. February 1st is when we begin. I encourage you to join my friend Popo and Duck on the 1st. He will be spending a shocking 12 hours live on his channel, Twitch TV, Popo and Duck. He will be spending an hour each with each of our 12 Dirty Dozen games. Should be a very exciting event. So give him a shot, check him out, give him some support. And please join both me and him throughout the month of February, where we'll be diving into 12 random NES games and nothing else. No mobile, no modern, nothing on the shelf, no online, just us and Nintendo and plastic and microchips and hopefully you guys out there. Alright, we'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves. High speed, huh? At least it's not frickin' pinball.